Greetings, my lovelies. Hello, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another retro recipe. Today I'm making beef fudge. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said beef fudge, as in beef steak, roast beef, moo. Sorry, vegans. This is a recipe I saw a long time ago on the Mid-Century Menu blog, and my husband made a roast beef last night, so I thought, why not use the leftovers to make beef fudge? So why not? So this recipe comes from the Paulette Hostess Cookbook circa 1967, and it was written by Mrs. Florence E. Weist, and it came from Montana, and I guess it was a great way to use up some beef. So the cookbook is very beef-centric. It was apparently written by wives of ranchers, specifically polled Hereford cow ranchers. So very interesting. You've got a lot of beef, so why not put it in your dessert? So the first thing we're going to do is melt some butter. All right, we've got our rubber scraper here, spatula, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and I shall put the link to the original recipe down in the description in case you're interested. Very interesting recipes there. Do let me know if there's one you want me to make. All right, so my butter's melting. I'm getting a little steamy butter bath. Some evaporated milk, the stuff that comes in a can. Now that that's warming up here, we're gonna add lots of sugar. Right, now we're going to melt this and bring it up to a boil. So the original recipe says to cook this to the softball stage, which is 230 degrees, 230 to 235 degrees. And in the Mid-Century Menu recipe, they said just to bring this to a boil for about 5 minutes. I'm going to stick my thermometer in there, my candy thermometer. Oops. You should put the clip up before you stick it in your... Okay, clip it to the pot. Now it's coming to the boil. Let's set the timer for 5 minutes. I'm going to reduce this heat a little bit because this is getting crazy. Okay, so right now it is at 210 degrees. Look at this. Holy smokes. This is candy making. Okay. Whoa, settle down. Medium low. How's that? Whoa. Why do I burp while I cook? I have no idea. So you don't want to burn this. There's a lot of sugar in here, so it's pretty easy to burn this, I would imagine. Smells delectable. While my syrup is boiling, I'm going to prepare my beef. So here's some leftover roast beef. We like our beef medium rare. If you don't like your meat cooked that way, you should cook it longer. This, I'm just going to cut off the excess fat here. Give this a little rough chop. Oh, 5 minutes. And it's actually still not up to the softball stage. After we cook the syrup, we're really not going to cook it much after that. I'm going to go ahead and warm this up in the microwave so that the meat is fully cooked. Alrighty, so I've taken my beef out of the microwave. It is in a very well done, sad state. And now I'm going to grind it in the food processor. Ooh. So there's my ground beef, smelling very beefy, for lack of a better word. Half cup of this. While we're waiting for the syrup to get up the last few degrees, we're at 232. We're going to grease our 8x8 brownie pan. Here's a little tip. You can save your little butter wrapper and use that to help you grease your pan. Just get a little extra butter on there. Smear it around. We are just a couple degrees shy. I'm going to kill the heat here because there'll still be some latent heat in there. Now we're going to add our chocolate chips. Stir those in. And our marshmallow fluff. Look at that. Yes, 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 yes. So, with that heat, the heat of that syrup should melt that nicely. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. It's like a Rocky Road bath or something. This recipe also says you can use walnuts if you like, but I'm gonna skip the walnuts. So once the fluff and the chocolate have been incorporated. We're gonna add our 1/2 cup of beef. Little secret ingredient in there, a little extra protein. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Oop. We're gonna mix this until it's firm, and then we'll pour it into our pan. Ooh, there's still some chocolate in there. What? Get in there. You do not know. You cannot escape. So what does beat till firm mean? Urgh. Don't answer that. Now we're gonna pour this into our greased pan. To be honest, I'm not a huge fudge fan because it's just so stinking sweet, but I'll try beef fudge. I'm going to just flatten it out a little bit. Hot beef fudge. We're going to let that cool before we cut it and taste it. So I am back. My fudge has been cooling. I actually placed this in the refrigerator for about an hour and it is nice and firm. You can of course just leave it on your counter to cool and it will firm up as well, but yeah, I need to speed things up, so I'll place it in the fridge. Okay, where do these voices come from? I have no idea. All right, must be boredom or something. I am going to cut this into very small squares. Cut this in half first. Ooh, looks like it's set up nicely. It looks like kind of like brownies, but it's much sweeter than brownies. So a little goes a long way, just a tiny, tiny cube. So I'm going to mine this area right here. Can you see that? Cute, right? Can you see me, beef? Here are my 3 tiny pieces of fudge. It just looks like fudge. I don't see any ground beef. Let me open that. Nope. Let me smell it. No, it smells like chocolate frosting. I don't smell any steak or beef. All right, let's give that a go. Itadakimasu. That's delicious. That is really good. Very, very sweet, but somehow not as sweet as typical fudge. I feel like when I have typical fudge, it almost hurts my teeth. It's so sweet. It has a great flavor. It's milky, it's rich, it's chocolatey, sugary. Everything that you look for when you have chocolate fudge. The chocolate flavor is really nicely balanced too. It's not densely, intensely sweet, which I actually enjoy, but it's more like a chocolate frosting. The chocolate flavor is definitely there, and that's about the level of sweetness of it as well. The texture is a little bit different. This is a little bit doughier and denser, but what I find interesting is that there is a slight little texture of the beef in there. It's kind of amazing. A bit like desiccated coconut, when you have dried coconut in a recipe and you have just a little bit of a kind of stringy chew. It sounds disgusting, but you know what I mean, like the dried, desiccated, shredded coconut that you find in macaroons, for example. It has that kind of fibrous toothiness, and that's what the beef does in here. I bet if you didn't tell anybody, that's what they might guess it would be. Just a little bit of a texture. I'm trying to see if I can taste any beefiness. No, just chocolate frosting, homemade candy goodness. It's great. Thanks, Mrs. Florence Weiss. This is an excellent recipe. So now if you have any leftover beef, you know what to do with it. Make fudge. I've already eaten 2 pieces. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something, you know, at least figure out what you can do with your leftover beef. And yeah, share this video with your friends, because who doesn't want to see someone eat beef fudge? Follow me on social media so you can see what videos are coming up next. And tune in every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday for a new video. All right, see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! first thing we're gonna do is the blow ingredient.